The Legend of Papa Noel, a Cajun Christmas story. This is a 4.2 accelerated reading level book written by Terri, Hoover, Dunham. Now here's a pronunciation guide. I read this several times, but I still can't promise I'm going to say these words right. These are the French words. This is the pronunciation. Beaucoup. So we'll see. If you get confused, come back to this and see what the words mean. So, what if all them children in the city calls him Santa Claus? In that place called England, he's known as Father Christmas. And over yonder in France, he goes by Père Noël. Sure, he's got more names than you can shake a stick at, but in Cajun country, we call him Papa Noël. Do you want to hear a story about that little old man? Miss, you know, I'm about to tell you one. That Papa Noel, he lives so far back in the deepest, darkest swamp of Louisiana that not even the bravest Cajun fisherman will go there. And that is exactly how that fellow likes it. Peaceful and quiet, you know. He's got to think real hard when he's making that list and checking it twice. He's really got to use his noggin when he gets to carving all them little toys and baby dolls out of cypress knees. And when Christmas Eve finally gets here, he's got to count them things before he loads up his parole. But that Papa Noel, he don't get too lonely out there, 'cause he's got them 9 pet alligators to talk to, and they real smart, even talk back some. Now that Etney is a little too smart, and he talks back beaucoup. So Papa Noel spends all year long making them toys for the little girl. They're the good little Cajun boys and girls. And on Christmas Eve, he goes right down that Mississippi River to deliver them. But one Christmas Eve, while Papa Noel was stuffing them toys into that big burlap sack, he saw something he didn't like. Miss Non, just look at that frog rolling in it. It's thicker than that fog rolling in. It's thicker than gravy on rice, he said as he throwed that bag in his pillow. Well, Papa Noel knew that fog was getting thicker by the minute, and pretty soon he wouldn't be able to see how much to hitch his alligators to the front of the pillow. So he worked as quick as a squirrel runs up a tree. First he fixed Etnie and Emily to the pillow, then Remy and Renee in front of them. Next he tied up Alec and Appaloosa, then Francos and Fabian, and leading that team was Nicollette. Now Nicollette was full of a certain kind of magic. You know how alligators are all green and how their eyes glow red at night? Well, Nicollette was as white as powdered sugar, and her eyes shine green like the kerosene lamp. But on that Christmas Eve, the fog got so thick, Papa Noel was not sure her magic was enough. Mon ami, Nicollette, I don't think even your magical eyes will get us through this fog. But we must try, ma petites. Await their toys. Papa Noel shouted as they began their trip down the foggy river. So they went on their way, bumping into cypress knees, stumps, and logs, 'cause they couldn't see them. You know them poor little gators' bellies, and that pillow was getting all scratched up. But they kept on going, 'cause they knew them children would be crying all over the place if they didn't deliver that sack of goodies. Then, after a while of going along like that, Edney hollered, "Me, Papa, we must stop. Tout de suite. I know my hide is tough, yea, but my belly is hurting. I can't go on like this." So Papa Noel climbed out of his pillow and waded through the muddy water, and he patched up that gator's belly with some moss and duct tape. Then they went on their way again. Oh, they tried to weave in and out of them stumps and logs. Nicollette hitting them first. Then she turned her head and hollered at the others. Swim left! Turn right! That way! They missed a lot of them bruises, yeah. But poor Nicollette was getting pretty scraped up, and it was taking so long to get through this way. Well, that Etnie hollered. We don't never make it. This night. It is half over, and we ain't got to one house yet. Ah, but just then they rounded the bend, and they saw something just over yonder that was glowing like gold. Ooh, what's that? Etnie hollered. Well, they couldn't see what was causing that strange light, but pretty soon they could make their way down that river just fine. That light shined right down on that muddy water and made it sparkle like it had some of them diamonds in it. Then quicker than a Nuria ruins from a gator, they had made it to that spot. Dem bonfires is halfway up to that sky, and there must be 100 of 'em, Edney squealed. I should have figured them Cajuns would know what to do, Papa Noel said. Now we can see them houses with no problem. Ah, but of this talk, we got some kind of work to do. Yeah? The quicker than a snake shimmies down the river, they got themselves to the first Cajun house, and Papa Noel and his gators could see that the Revillion feast was through, 'cause them lanterns had been snuffed out. So they started delivering all them toys to the good little Cajun boys and girls. Time went by fast as they went up and down that river and out of them houses. Papa Noel was quicker than a frog hopping across a log, putting all them toy perlos and cypress dollies under them Christmas trees. But he slowed down just long enough at each house to have him a couple of ticheminot and some of that eggnog them Cajun children left for him. And he read all them letters they wrote too. Then, with their job all through, Papa Noel and his gators left that last house, and as they was going, Papa Noel hollered, Joyeux Noel to all, and to all a good night. By the light of them bonfires, they went on their way back to Papa Noel's cabin deep in the darkest part of the swamp. And when they got there, all tuckered out from the delivering, all them little toy perlos and cypress dollies, they went fast asleep, just like them little Cajun boys and girls. The end. What a cute story.